Hello everyone. As you probably know, I already installed pretty much every single available upgrade DIY project to my Tesla that anybody can think of, apart from one. And I actually think this one is a useful one. Not like, some people might argue that the paint, for example, is just weird or whatever, is not practical. Sure, whatever. But this one I would like to fix. I would like to bring it up on par with 2021 and actually have an automatic lift gate for the hood, so for the frunk, whatever you want to call it. So today we're going to be installing exactly this. Let's go ahead. Alright, and our very first step would be yeah, by the way, do you like my original color? Look at this. Hee hee. Anyway, yep, that's plastic dip. Anywho, that's the original color of my car. That's not so much original color of my car. So the very first step is to remove all the plastic, all the frunk, top, whatever we want to call it. Let's get it out of the car and see what's underneath, and then we're gonna install this guy. Power tailgate, power frunk by Hanshow. Smart your vehicle. Not sure that's very English proper way to say it, smart your vehicle, but make your car smarter. Here we go, that's a little bit better. Anywho, today we're gonna try to accomplish exactly this. We're gonna try to make my car a little bit smarter. Alright, let's go ahead and install it. Alright, next step is one of the probably most annoying steps in the whole process. We need to remove the latch, the locking mechanism, whatever the standard one, this little guy. And it's being held by two screws, which is like really difficult to access. So this is the one, I hope you can see it. And another one is all the way underneath here. And you need to disconnect this cable first. Obviously I cannot really do it while holding the camera, so I'm gonna put you on a side and I'm gonna do this myself. It's not easy. Okay, patience, patience. Alright, let's do it. As soon as I was about to say, be careful, don't drop the screw, because guess what happened to mine right over there? That little sneaky bastard. Well, now I'm gonna try to get it. Ta-da! now, since this guy is out, we're gonna put the motor, the actual thingy that's gonna be pushing it up and down, closing it and opening it. Let's feed the cables. That's where we're gonna feed them. Let's feed them over here. Don't forget about this guy. Alright, we can just keep it here for now. So, and we are gonna be working on this assembly right over here. It's stuck pretty nicely here. Okay, perfect. Alright, so the next step is to remove that spring very carefully, because obviously it's under tension. Do not attempt to do it with your fingers. Use the pliers. There you go. For this step, I'm gonna do a close-up to make sure everybody understands where the parts go. So this is a new part. This is already from our new motorized system. So it goes just like this. You see a line with this hole where we remove the screw, and this little part goes on top of where we remove the spring. So remember, spring was attached over here and over here. So we remove the spring, we place it like this. We didn't screw this yet, and now we can install the new, less powerful spring. In comparison, this is a new spring, this is the old one, so you can see the difference is pretty obvious. The new one is gonna be much lighter, not as powerful, but we don't need much power at all, because this one actually used to do a physical job. This one there is just for kind of straightening it out, not much more. So let's install this part, same as removing this one with pliers. It's actually not as easy as it looks. That's pretty tight. Anywho, that's done. So, now, I mounted the whole motor right here. There is no right or wrong answer to it. I don't know. Use your own judgment, I guess. What would you like to install it? I installed it here with zip ties. I secured it in 4 ways, so there is no rattling or anything. Make sure you're not obstructing any actual cables, or you're not on the way of where the frunk can be mounted. So do not mount it here, for example. That's where the frunk gonna go. Don't really place it there, because that's like might get warm and stuff. Don't place it there. So somewhere over here is probably ideal place for it. It's pretty small, so you can figure it out. So the main cable is here, and there's also a second cable, as you probably noticed. This one is the manual release, so that we can do this, and in case we lost power or anything like this, we can actually open it up. So I want to fit it somehow all the way to the bottom of my bumper, so that it could be somehow a little bit accessible, very hidden but accessible in case something happens. You never know, so that I can open it up without any power. So I'm not gonna show it to you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do here. Use your own judgment. I've seen some people actually even pushing it all the way to our wheel arch. I don't think that's really a brilliant idea, because well, it gets extremely dirty there, and I don't know. I just don't see a benefit compared to the bumper. So I personally gonna do it to a bumper, but there is no right or wrong answer. So you decide where you're gonna put this little guy. And then we can proceed installing the actual latch system back on. Let's do it. Next step is removing the struts. All you have to do is like a flat screwdriver. You insert over there. There's like a metal clip that's holding the whole thing in place. You do not need to remove it, but you see how I'm doing it? You're kind of putting it outwards, and the whole thing will slide off. In a very similar manner, we are installing the new struts, and with the cable down, same exact story. The only difference is here we don't really need to pick anything, it just goes right in. That's it. So after we replace the struts, this is what we have. New struts, they're much thicker, easy to tell. The cables pointing downwards. They don't have a left and right, they're the same, so don't worry about it. Same thing here. Make sure it's nice and sturdy there, and the same way cable goes down. Next step, we're gonna connect this little thingy, this little cable. So with this end, it should be obvious for anyone who's doing it, but if it isn't, pointing out, it should be with this end. We're gonna connect it to the positive of our 12-volt battery. Make sure that another end is actually covered with the plastic, because we actually connecting to the battery that's charged, so be careful. Just keep it covered, alright? Alright, so just gonna pop this up a little bit, loosen the bolt, put it right underneath, and then screw it right back. That's all. Now we're gonna connect the negative. Again, this end goes to the battery. Right there is a negative. This end does not go to the battery. That's a pretty long cable. Anyway, so we're gonna connect this little guy to this little guy. Now we need to do a little bit of rewiring. Original, this plug, we're gonna have to remove like so, and we will need to replicate it with the same identical plug from the kit. There's multiple cables, so the plug from a kit goes where the Tesla original plug was, and then Tesla original plug goes into this one, which is right next to the one we just plugged in, so you won't be able to miss it. I mean, I guess if you try you could, but alright, make sure it's nice and snug. Okay, all good. Now the next step is a little bit tricky. So if you in United States, because yeah, actually in UK it's slightly different location. So if you're looking towards the passenger side of a car, right here, the original cable that actually, you know, opens up the whole mechanism that actually pulls it, right here you need to remove that plug. I already done so. Plug it into our wire, and then plug this one, which looks identical like the original one, but it isn't. So that way our car and both the new system that we're installing both knows the state of a frunk, if it's open, if it's closed, where it is, and what's going on. And now we are ready to connect struts to a main controller. Left one's going to the left, right one goes to the right. Pretty simple. Alright, so that's that. Next step, we connecting the positive and negative. It's all color coded, as you can see, purple to purple, blue to blue, white to white. So I feel like I'm not gonna waste yours and my time to explain it, because I don't think you can make a mistake there. So everything is connected right now. I'm not doing any cable management just yet. This is for the beeper. I'm gonna connect it simply because we need the beeper in order to correctly set up the whole system. One beep is to set up the height of a hood. So you set it up manually to whatever you want it to be, and then you connect your release button, you hold it until it beeps once. And when it beeps, that's it. It means the level is set, so you're good to go. You release the button, then you hold it again. It's gonna beep twice. This is the speed of where it's gonna go, and I believe it goes from 2 beeps to like 5. The more beeps, the faster it is. So just test it out, whatever works best for you. And yeah, I think the slowest should be fine, but let's test it out. All the cables connected. Like I say, you cannot really make a mistake. It's pointless to me walk through the cables because every single cable is color coded. It only plugs in where it's actually physically can fit. So it's absolutely useless for me to explain which one goes where. You can only fit it one way. Let's test it out. So I'm just using my key fob. There you go. I don't like how it is a little bit like crooked here, and I'm pretty sure that's something I did with a latch. So I'm gonna try to adjust the latch with those 2 screws. with those two screws I'm gonna just try to, you know, maneuver it a little bit up and down, left and right, to make sure I find the correct angle where it seems, you know, straight in comparison. And then the only next step would be to just tidy up the cables, put this in a protective sleeve like for water. I don't know, I mean, I don't know how much it's gonna do, but that's pretty much it. You just tidy up all the cables. I'm not gonna teach you how to do a cable management, that would be a little bit ridiculous. So just you know, do your own judgment, make sure nothing crosses anything, nothing touches the hot stuff. And that's pretty much it. And after that you just put back plastic together and you are all set. And you can use this to open it and close it at your will. I don't like how it's like slamming it very hard, but I think when I put the side panels, the plastic ones, because this has a like rubber stubs on the sides, I think that would help. At least I'm hoping. All in all, conclusion, this was difficult. I'm not gonna lie. This is not the easiest project I'm taking with the Tesla. It's not that it's even difficult. It's just like really awkward places where you kind of have to reach with like one finger, and it's like has to be bent that way. It's just awkward. But if you have enough patience, if you have some time on your hand, you can totally do it. It took me almost 4 hours. I took my sweet time in order to understand everything what I'm doing first, whilst obviously filming. So it took me longer than it probably should take you, but you know, the result is still pretty cool. You can use Frunk, you know, very conveniently. It can work also from inside of your car when you press open Frunk. It's gonna close it, open it from a car. You can do it from this, you can do it from your phone, anytime you like. So it's a pretty cool upgrade. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this information interesting, and maybe it helps you decide whether you want to do this upgrade or not. I hope I will see you in my next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.